Hey everybody, so I just got back from playing racquetball, and as I was driving back, it made me think of some stuff. In chapter 1, it talks about the 3 myths of leadership. And one of those myths is that good leadership is all common sense. Okay? It's just common sense. Well, think about the number of people that you've worked with, interacted with, that you would consider good leaders. How many is that? Now think about how many people you've worked with that you would not only not classify as a good leader, but maybe not a leader at all, even when they're supposed to be. So kind of my argument with that one would be, maybe there's more to leadership than just common sense, or there's just not a lot of people with common sense. Okay, there's more to it. So in one of the videos, from one of the opening videos, I talk about leadership. It's complicated, using the bikes, riding the bikes. So take a look at that one. The second one is that leaders are born and not made. Okay, but before I answer that one, let's look at the last one, which says that the only school you can learn from is the school of hard knocks. You can only learn through experience. Okay, so here's how it ties back to racquetball. So way back in the late 90s, I started playing racquetball in 1982, back in the heyday, back in high school. The way I played is through the school of hard knocks. I found someone who could beat me, and I played them and studied them until I could beat them. And then I'd go find the next person and the next person and the next person. And I got to the point where I actually wanted to teach racquetball at a previous institution. And in order to do that, I had to have insurance. And in order to have insurance, I had to have instructor certification. So I signed up for an instructor clinic, and they sent me a big old study book full of the rules and the principles and kind of the strategies all written out. And as I was reading through that, I just kept thinking, yes, that's right. That's right. That's how I play. I never thought about it, but that's exactly right. And so through that instructor's clinic, where I went up to Fort Smith, Arkansas, and spent a weekend, a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, going through the book and the strategies and talking about all this and how to teach it, I realized, oh my goodness, I'd been playing at that time for about 16 years. And as I was driving home, I mentioned to my wife, if I had had this clinic at the beginning, rather than 16 years down the road, imagine how much better I could have gotten and how much faster I could have gotten there. Okay, so if I had had those lessons at the beginning where it was pointed out and we talked about the strategies and we developed the skills, how I could have gotten a lot better, a lot faster. Okay, so that's the idea of the only school you can learn from is the school of hard knocks. As management students, leadership students in an MBA program, okay, you're doing the instructor's clinic. We're studying the rules and principles and philosophies of leadership. And then through the assignments and other things, we're having you go off and study and reflect and practice. It's just like the racquetball clinic. So yes, you can learn through the school of hard knocks, but through a laboratory and a study and a clinic and a seminar, and then lots of drills to go purposefully practice to get better, you can accelerate your learning. Okay, so with that, the third one is that leaders are born and not made. So once I started teaching racquetball, I realized with my students who would come in, some of them were very naturally coordinated. They were athletes. And so when they would come in to take my class, they would start at a pretty high level. And then over the course of the semester, we would develop their skills to a higher level. Other people would come in, and I think a lot of them were just kind of avoiding taking a PE class. Maybe they weren't as coordinated. That was something that they struggled with more. And so they started at a lower level, but through the process, they gained an appreciation and understanding and awareness of the game, and also developed their skills as well, but probably not as high as the naturally gifted. So yes, even when you struggle, even when it's not natural, you can still develop an appreciation and understanding and awareness of the game. And you can also help develop your skills regardless of where they start. So as we get into this and play with it this term, okay, those myths, really think about leadership and how you learn it and what you're learning, all the processes and some of these misconceptions that maybe there's more to it. Okay, so hopefully that helped. And if you have access to racquetball courts, get out there and play. It's a really great sport, and we need younger people playing. All right, thanks, bye.